All right, we're back. Back here again. So Gourmand is an interesting character. They probably have the least runs out of like all the downpour characters overall. If you just look at speedrun.com, there just are not that many Gourmand runs. This might be because they have stamina. So, you know, that can slow you down and it's just like annoying to play. That's probably part of it. Ah. So this run that I'm doing now. It's like a practice run sort of. I have a lot of ideas for Gourmand. Wait, so if I can take these both up here, create a meal with this last one, and I can just eat this normally. So, hello, welcome to the stream. I have some ideas. The reason I'm doing this run mainly, well, first of all, I actually went back and watched my previous run of Gourmand, and I found out that there's like a bunch of things to improve on. There's like a lot of time loss. Due to creatures, due to movement. Oops. Wall pounces are actually really good here. Unless you do that at the end. So this is a practice run. Well, not okay. This is not a practice run. This is a testing run. Because the route is different now. You may notice the first one. Oh great, I'm already messing it up. I don't have a lantern. Okay, so crafting a lantern at the beginning is a kind of small time loss. And I decided just like don't bother with it. I'm just gonna move and just memorize the layout of these rooms in the dark. Maybe that's kind of insignificant, but there's a bunch of managing that you have to do with the lantern. Like you have to craft it first of all, and then later you have to store it in your stomach and then take it out when you get to filtration, if you want to use it there too. Or you could just not bother with the lantern at all, right? And so every scenario where you would interact with that lantern is removed. So that's a time save. It does mean that you have to do everything in the dark, but I don't think it's that bad. And there's not really that many spiders for that to be a big part of it. And then once you get to these rooms, like it's easy enough to see where you don't need the lantern. Like you don't even need to memorize stuff. So yeah, this is with mods. I think the beginning of the route is not that interesting. Don't slide there, by the way. That was a mistake. You will slam your head into the wall and stun yourself. My movement isn't great. It'll take a little while just to get used to Gourmand again. This is how it is switching to a character that I haven't played in a long time. There's the stamina. I want to test something here. If you have a rock, you can initiate a wall pounce wherever. And I don't think that wall pounces drain stamina, so it might be like a good idea to wall pounce up rooms like this. I mean, usually it's a good idea to wall pounce, but even if you can't like initiate them, you can still do it with a rock like that. Another 5 speedrun streams for one character, maybe. I actually don't know how hard this is. I don't know how hard Gourmand is, the speedrun, because so for characters like Artificer or Rivulet, the runs are difficult, but the characters are very strong, right? Artificer has a double jump, they have a parry, they can throw spears that do a lot of damage. You know, Artificer is a very strong character. Rivulet is also very mobile in general. They can jump really high and do really fast. Their slide pounces and backflips are really strong, you know. But the runs are still difficult because the environments that you go through or the creatures that you fight make it difficult, right? So Gourmand is the case where the creatures and the environments isn't really that bad, but Gourmand is sort of a weaker character. I guess you could think of Gourmand as kind of a side grade to Survivor, right? They have a lot of the same stats, but some things Gourmand does better and some things Gourmand does a lot worse. So they're similar to Survivor, which is, you know, kind of like a mediocre character in terms of their like abilities. Be able to roll like this is like the best thing that Gourmand can do, and yet it is also the reason that you do it is because it is stamina efficient compared to other movement that would be faster if you could do them right. Gourmand is better hunter. So here you need to pick up a spear at some point. This is an annoying place to get tired. So this is probably one of the more difficult parts of the run. It does have some difficult movement, but it also has some creatures that Gourmand cannot really deal with at all. And this is the next reason it's difficult. Well, no, this is just the movement. This is a really strangely inconsistent jump. At least I'm not very consistent at it. I don't know why. It feels like it should be easy, right? This is why I have mods enabled, so I can practice movement like this. And that time I actually just didn't roll far enough. It doesn't really seem like it's that bad. I think maybe the problem that I had is releasing the down key. If I do that, I stop rolling. Right. That seems to work more consistently. Cursor's still on the screen. The only thing about having mods like this is the cursor becomes a thing for some reason. So this is probably where this is definitely where the route changes compared to the previous run. And every time that I say previous run, I'm referring to the world record run that I have at the moment. But that run was done like several months ago. So since then, I've gotten better at thinking. Well, debatably for Gourmand. I don't know if I've gotten better at Gourmand. Whoops. So actually here, I forgot. You have to karma cache. So karma cache here up until 4 karma. Now in the previous run, I did 3 karma, so I can go with the chimney and then shelter for the last time, and there's a specific reason for that. But I've decided to change the route. So because Gourmand is very slow, and especially is very slow at climbing poles, I want to have a Vulture Mask. So Vulture Mask means that I can just ignore all the lizards that I'm going to run into throughout Chimney Canopy and the wall. which are like the main areas that are full of lizards in this run. So, but the thing is, you're also, after you go to Pebbles, you're gonna go back down Industrial. And it would be nice to have a Vulture Mask for that, for Industrial and for Outskirts. And then maybe for later in the run, in like Subterranean and Outer Expanse, you know? So you need to find a way to get a Vulture Mask when going up Chimney and when going down Industrial. You can hide, I think I have that setting on to hide your cursor. Or not. I don't know, maybe that fixed it. Tell me if you can see the cursor on the screen right now. So you can also do... You cannot do that. You can do that instead. I like chaining them all the way up. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Gourmand. Like in a room like this, if there's a blue lizard chasing after you, they will catch up and there's nothing you can do about it. Except maybe just fall on them, but then you've also fallen down and you have to climb up even further. Even if the cursor is hidden for OBS, I can still see it. So it doesn't really fix the problem. It doesn't work. Hello. Welcome to the stream. So, okay, I'll try to explain this better here. So what I used to do is get 3 karma in Industrial, come up here, and then shelter in this shelter. I got it. Well, actually, hold on. I can just use this mod. I forgot I have this enabled. I need to change this. The mod that I have that disables creatures also removes this guy. In fact, it removes it so well I can't even spawn it in. So I do have to change that right now. I didn't think that this would be a problem. Oh. That's actually not true. Well, if you change some remix settings. I'm like, why is that a problem? Because those are the settings that I use for doing practice runs as Artificer. Trying to get this karma up again. So what I did is I would go to that shelter in Chimney with a Vulture Grub. So when going up to Pebbles, I could use that Vulture Grub to craft a Vulture Mask, which would protect me from lizards for the entirety of Chimney and... Oops, don't do that. The entirety of Chimney and the wall. And then, after I'd see Pebbles, I'd exit out of the game and respawn in that shelter in Chimney, where I would have the Vulture Grub again. So I could then go down to Industrial, find a Karma Flower, and then craft another Vulture Mask. But then, actually, there's only a Karma Flower, like, quite far away from that shelter. Like, it's on the left side of Industrial. So you don't really get to use the mask for Industrial, which is, it really sucks because there's a lot of lizards in Industrial. That can be a problem. Another, like, kind of difficult part of the run. So this time, hopefully the grubs are actually there. So what I used to do is shelter here, right? I just explained all that. I'm not gonna do that now. I'm still gonna take the vulture grub up chimney. I think it's really valuable there and pretty much the only way to consistently get up the wall. Like fighting all the white lizards at the top of the wall just seems like impossible. Luckily there's a Karma flower right here. I'm still gonna craft it even though there's no lizards, just to, you know, follow the route. I think a good explanation as to why Gourmand is not a very popular character to speedrun is a scenario like this room. I'm on these poles, I'm trying to climb up them, and it takes a long time. And that's it. If there's a lizard chasing me, I'm just dead, you know? I can't do anything in that room other than to, like, fall down, just try to land on the lizard maybe if they're like far below me, but then I've just fallen down that room and I have to climb back up it, you know? That's not a great option. Also, this jump is really annoying. Especially this Gourmand. Yeah, so you get the vulture basket to fix that problem. But in any other scenario when you don't have a vulture mask, or actually you might actually go through the room so slowly that nice. You go through the room so slowly that the vulture fear wears off and the lizard chases you again. And plus later in the run when I no longer have a vulture mask, that will be a problem. Actually, I decided that this way would be faster because you could go through a pipe. Oops. Movement of all time. Yeah, that's a good explanation. Gourmand rewards patience. You have to take your time in combat and like make good use of stamina. And that's just not very fun in a speedrun, just to like wait around. And kind of, I think that applies to the game, just in general. Like speedruns aren't as popular as they could be, just because patience is such an important skill in this game. That kind of just goes against how speedrunning is, you know. And it's also exactly why creature RNG is a problem at all. Because normally, you know, it doesn't matter like what creatures you encounter. You know, you can just deal with them all the same. Sometimes it might take a little longer than normal. That's not very important in a casual run, but in speedrunning, you know, having to wait a little bit for a creature to move out of the way, that's a reasonable strategy casually, but and a really annoying strategy in a speedrun. Like, yeah, just sit here and wait for this creature to move. So I don't think this is going to be that interesting. Like the wall movement is pretty much the same as like survivor movement. But there's a little bit of strategy when it comes to managing stamina. Like sometimes it's actually worth it to not recover your stamina because it doesn't save, like whether you do the movement with or without being tired. It doesn't make a difference. So you might as well not spend the time to recover. The real interesting part of this is, well, okay, I guess this will be a thing when I start doing runs with creatures enabled. But I'll see if I'm able to get by without a vulture mask in the second half of the run. Because there's actually not too many lizards in Outer Expanse or Subterranean, and it's mostly the mole lizards, right? And they can't even see you, so vulture mask doesn't make a difference there. Man, this movement compared to Riv and Artie, it's like twice as slow. I want to test another thing. I might have to do this test separately, actually. Also, I totally forgot to get a spear. That's not a spear, that's just a train. So don't do this in a real run. You will lose a lot of time. I should have picked up the spear down there on the other pipe. So this entire section you can pretty much do while being tired. I mean, throwing the spear is going to make you tired anyway. And here... Is this a rock? It is. I might be able to do something here. It's difficult. I've not practiced this as much as other people have. There we go. That actually worked out. So that's probably the better strategy. You don't need to find a second spear. You can just pick up a rock. Although, you know, since you're holding the vulture mask, whether you find a rock or a spear, you know, you'll use either one. Although probably you want a rock, because it doesn't cost stamina to throw it. This area is significantly more chaotic with lizards. You might as well do this or not recover stamina here. It doesn't save too much time. Except the wall jump. Every wall jump is like you're losing all your stamina. And here you want to recover because climbing up poles is really slow. Like if you're gonna do anything when you're out of stamina, avoid climbing poles. Hopefully this part ends up being consistent. I don't know what the chances are of dying to lizards with a vulture mask. There's a few scenarios. Like if you're too slow, a lizard could follow you and lose vulture fear. It might be raining and the lizard like panicked, running away from the rain, could just like bite you if you get in the way. That happens sometimes. I don't know if vultures can show up on the wall for Gourmand. That might happen too. I guess I should drop the... Well, actually, there could still be a white lizard in this room, so... Some point in this room or after is where I'd drop the vulture mask. And absolutely remember to pick up a spear at some point here. Gourmand does have a king vulture. That's great news. Although, you know, vultures aren't really that big of a problem on the wall. Oh, great. This is fun. So, don't mess that up in a real run. job. Now doing that right there, that extended instant hop, it's the fastest way to move as Gourmand, by far. But also the fastest way to drain all your stamina instantly. Whereas rolling, like this, is a fast way to move, and very stamina efficient. Like, you can probably roll through that whole room without losing stamina. Although you'll still lose a bit from jumping, just to start the roll. So I don't know which one's the better option, because if you do an EI hub, and then stop to recover stamina, do another one, stop to recover stamina, is that faster or slower than just rolling? Wow, that's very strong. That's a really big jump. I guess maybe it counts as doing a corner pounce. That's very good tech to know. Could try to roll there next time. I'm not too worried about this part of the run. Like, I'll get better at it as I do attempts. The most important part is everything after meeting pebbles. Doesn't really seem like throwing rocks drains your stamina that much at all. Okay. So the only reason we need to talk to Pebbles is just to open up the outer expanse gates. Now, how do I do this? I guess I can try. So I just want to see, is it possible to get from here to outer expanse in a single cycle? I just want to see. You know, it's possible to get from the top of Pebbles down to the depth in a single cycle, right? And that's starting from higher up. Wow, that jump is possible. Okay, it's possible to make the jump all the way up to this block from over there. I've done it a few times. I don't really know what the position is. So normally if I wanted to get a vulture mask, I would have slept in the chimney shelter so that I could have a vulture grub. I'd go up to the room above that one and take that karma flower. Wow, I messed up all of that. But not making a mask means I don't have to do that, of course. I'll have to see if it's worth, you know, once I start doing real runs. Does having a vulture mask make a big difference, and does it save enough time to be worth skipping? Yeah, there's a better way to do this. And that. So another thing about having to shelter before Outer Expanse is you need to get food. So another time save if I just avoid food completely. That sucks. At some point it's just not worth recovering the stamina. Just like go. It would be really cool to see like a physics simulation of a superstructure collapsing. I guess an iterator specifically. Or music playing. And I've kind of realized that when I do speedruns, with no creatures and also with no like playlist in the background, there's not like music doesn't play that often into the game. Oh, that sucks. Hold up, I'm tree banging that. Actually, I don't think this is a good way to do this room because normally you do with Glide as Survivor, but you can't as Gourmand. No slide for Gourmand. Luckily, I'm doing like movement in pipes and tunnels, doing tunnel boots and such. Does not drain any stamina at all. So you can like, I'm basically not losing any stamina at all by doing this. Hello. Welcome to the stream. This is a practice run. Okay, so this is something I've thought about before. What is up with the gravity generators in the iterators? I guess you could say they're anti-gravity generators. So basically when they are on, a large area around them just has no gravity at all. Is that like... I guess the purpose of those is to lessen the weight of the structure overall so that it can more easily support itself. So without the anti-gravity, the whole thing would just collapse under its weight. And there's like no chance of holding it up. But since like a big chunk of the structure is essentially weightless, there's no problem like that. So I assume that once the gravity generators start like fluctuating on and off, that's like introducing huge stresses in the whole structure, right? Like it's probably not a good thing for a massive chunk of the structure to become weightless and then suddenly have weight and then become weightless again and just repeat. Like that can't be a good thing, right? So this entire section I do with no stamina. I don't think it's worth recovering because you can do all the movement pretty much the same way. So look at this. There's like half of the cycle timer left, and we're in filtration now. So I just need to get from here over here, and then like all the way across Sunken Pier before it rains. That might be still too far. We'll see. And there were still some mistakes in this run, of course. I used to stay in this shelter up there. Also, hello. Welcome to the stream. Unless I already said hi to you. Okay, don't do that. It's a little slow to mess around like that. So I also have to do this part entirely blind. Which means I have to do this. There we go. But like this one room is the only room where having a light makes a difference. Because you just can't see what you're doing there. So I really don't think the lantern is worth it. This room is really annoying. If there's a mole lizard in here, you are just like dead. There are some centipedes in this area that are very annoying. Just creatures in general and subterranean. Like, you never want to be in this room, honestly. It's always like a bad time here. Whoa, that actually worked out. I personally think it's quite amusing that a large chunk of Moon's like submerged superstructure, for example, it's like perfectly level. All the rooms are like completely flat, just like normal iterator rooms. You would think that after the collapse, some of them would be like crooked and off to the side at weird angles, but no, they're all perfectly straight. So here's where the magic happens. Actually, like literal magic. Oh, sorry about that. There we go. That's kind of fun. Yeah, you can grab the grapple worm. I think that looking at Pebbles collapse is a lot different compared to Moon's. Like, it's actually kind of like you don't really know what happened to Moon, but for Pebbles, I feel like the structure kind of like disintegrated. Like, because we know from the underhang that like big chunks of, or from memory crypts, that big chunks of underhang fell, right? So the rot was like compromising the structure's integrity. So literally, well, they were also messing with the gravity generators. But I imagine that there was a point where the structure just was not strong enough to like support, or individual like big chunks of the structure just kind of like fell apart because they couldn't stay connected very well. So it's like about to rain, and I'm only just barely entering the area. So this is actually like very close. About 30 seconds. Oh, come on. So pretend I made it up. Oh, great. This is really messy now. Then I made it up. And this is still very close. Okay, so there are mistakes in this run so far. There were a few times where I slowed down, sometimes where I did unoptimal movement. But it was a very long cycle, and I just barely made it here, and there's still a few rooms left until the rain stopped completely. Also, I entered this room, but I forgot to do something else. So I reset the cycle timer with DevTools. Maybe I'll try in future attempts to try to do it all in one cycle, but that might be really difficult. Especially once creatures are a thing. But another thing I wanted to test that I totally forgot about in this room is to do this. You Squid Kato. And this guy's a big fan. This is really bizarre terrain down here. Like, this is how I get up. So, is this faster? I mean, like, this room is, like, kind of slow, right? Is it faster to climb underneath? To try to swing underneath, especially when there's things like this, where they kind of get in the way of, like, smoothly swinging across the bottom. This is, like, the kind of routing that I wanted to figure out. So yeah, that Squid Kato did make it a lot more difficult than it had to be. I guess I could do stuff like that. That would definitely be better. Once I could hear, it kind of like slows down a lot. I can still do that. Maybe it's not too bad. I guess I'll have to time this room, like doing that compared to doing nothing. So just opening up something real quick to make this easier. If it wants to show up anytime soon. All right, there it is. There we go. So there's splits, just to keep track of them. So I'll do the bottom route first. Oh gosh, time loss. Okay, 33 seconds if you add on a big mistake. But we'll see if the other routes can, how that compares, even if I made a mistake. So 33 seconds is the time to beat. Recover. Okay, no way this is faster. So that was like not as many mistakes and pretty much the same time. I'm gonna retry the other strategy. Oops, turn around the other way. See, that's your own fault, really. It's kind of hard to like grab onto the pole perfectly first try and do that jump. Yeah, overall, I think it is faster. Just only by a little bit though. It looks cooler though, I guess. And then of course, you do the same thing in this room. It's revenge. 1 second time save, literally actually 1 second. But if I did it more optimally, then it would be more than a second. I'm gonna close this temporarily, but I might want it later. Okay, well, we see a problem there. I'm blaming that on lag, by the way. Let's just go through the rest of this normally for now. I'll probably practice Sunken Pier and Outer Expanse as its own like segment several times, because it has the most like unique movement. There are usually some lizards in this room, and this time I don't have a mask. Luckily, there's a lot of ways to get around them in these areas. Am I ever gonna pick up that unlock? I thought that Squid K was dead. Completely honest. Another thing, without the vulture mask, I can actually do that. It would have been better if I didn't become exhausted midway through that slide. Sorry. Actually, this is where I dropped the grapple worm. I can't do charge pounce anymore. It will just force me to do a jump. Sorry. I'm gonna kill a lot of cicadas. So these are rooms where the grapple worm no longer makes that as much of a difference. And I actually do want to yeek. I can do stuff like that too. So this is where the route changes. So I no longer go down there. Yeah, usually I do a pounce when I become tired, but I can't when I have a yeek. I've done it in earlier parts of the run. I think if you mess that jump up, the run is over. So don't do that. That was weird. I did the jump like before like after I left the platform. But okay, the main reason this is difficult is because there's this huge thing blocking your vision, so you can't even see what you're doing. I think doing a normal roll is better than doing a fast roll here too. Just hold down the jump button. And skipping that room with the yeek just saves like a ton of time. It makes a big difference. And it also skips an encounter with a large centipede and white lizard. If you can even say skip, I don't know. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I just, you know, how it is as Gourmand, you know. some of the more annoying movement of the run, going through these rooms. You can't even see the tunnels. There's also a chance of there being a centipede in this room. I also tend to kill lantern mice in these runs. Sorry. Like Squidcator, like that was another Squidcator right there. Just like nothing can survive Gourmand's presence. Just how it is. Oh no, okay. I was worried for the slug cat there. Oh no, actually it might still happen. By the way, 47:52 is like not a bad time. That's almost 2 minutes, like 1.5 minutes behind the world record. And remember, I like went backwards several times to like practice movement. So this isn't even like close to ideal. Of course, this is also without creatures and with some mods that might be helping out. So I think what I want to practice for now is doing hunting expeditions. I disagree with that. I'm sorry. Well, okay, the last time I did expeditions as Gourmand, I had the hunted burden on, so that might have affected my experience. Maybe if you just play like a normal run, it's not as bad. So what I want to do now is the beginning of the run is very uninteresting. I think it's pretty much just like health percent if you started from shaded, you know? I mean, that's exactly what you're doing. You're just going from shaded to pebbles. But I want to practice other parts of the run. I guess actually the like parts after drainage or after pebbles are pretty much the same too. Like drainage is the same, outskirts is the same. So I guess I might actually just start runs in Sunken Pier and just practice from there. I guess I can do that a few times. Because that's where all the new movement is, so I need to get most familiar with that stuff being different. Doing the worm grass skip, doing the swinging in the earlier rooms. Hello, welcome to the stream. Outer Expanse, there it is. So which room is it? Check the map again. Alright, so this is the first room. I would have a grapple worm here, so I'll spawn that in. Actually, what I can do, well, I'll just use this. So I'll also have to figure out how this area is with creatures. I'll probably do that eventually too. Bit of a mistake there. You know, being tired isn't even that much slower with a grapple worm. You know, I did that accidentally, but it actually seems like a good idea. It'd actually be nice to grapple up here, but that's kind of slow. I was thinking about having the stamina meter, but the main reason I don't have it is because I didn't want to get used to it. Because if you have the stamina meter on, you can kind of be just strategic about your stamina usage. So like, making sure that you like don't do a jump if you know that you're gonna run out of stamina if you do, and you know, I don't want to get used to like managing my stamina because I have the meter. So since in normal runs I'm not gonna have it, I'm not gonna get used to it. That was DevTools. Ah man, I swung back to correct for that. That was a bad fly that I'm now holding. Also, I just feel like I understand Gourmand stamina well enough. I don't really need the display. I think it's actually absolutely helpful to have when you're learning how to speedrun Gourmand. Someday. Okay, hold up. I need a better strategy for this room. Maybe I could just swing across the whole thing like this. That's, yeah, I'll probably do that. Whoa. Whoa. Hold up. More routing. This is meant to be more of a practice attempt, but I now just want to see. Okay. I'm just not a. Oh boy, here I go killing again. It's just inevitable. You can't stop it. Actually, I'm sorry. I forgot. Up here, there's an alternate way to do it. Since I'm not holding a vulture mask, I can do that. I can just throw that rock away. And I can suck. Sorry, I'm really abusing DevTools right now. Man, okay, thanks for the tactical lag spike, making that impossible. There we go. That's all I'm trying to do. That was actually too far. That made me jump too far. If you have a rock in this room, you can do another east slide. You know, okay, so just want to map this room out. This is not the room that I thought it was. If I'm here and I go up here, where does this lead? A completely different area. Okay, so this is why I don't go here. That was DevTools. It is possible to control the length of an AI hop if you are like frame perfect. Like if you can perfectly control the delay on like how many frames, then yeah, it is controllable. But the easier way to do it is just to like, if you realize that you're going too fast, just like hold backwards for a bit to slow yourself down. Try to do a pounce, but I forgot. Time to kill more. It just happens. I really like this room because you just jump into the worm grass with no worries at all. I think having a yeek does make a big difference because you can pretty much every jump you can like convert into a roll instead of having to do a backflip or some other setups to do with the roll. You can just like jump and that's it. That's enough for a roll. I also want to learn the layout of this room better because the camera makes it difficult to see. So if I was like here, with that depth was on. Oh, but I don't want to fall down here though, because this would just be, this would probably slow me down. So up here again. I guess I could do a jump there, even if I don't get the big jump in the yeek, it still makes it. Insert cameras. Yeah, that's actually probably the case where it would help out. Man, okay, if you messed up this jump, by the way, the run is just over. Like, you can't really make it back. Unless maybe you can. No, you don't bother. Survived for quite a long time, though. There you go, that's how you do it. Who knows where that other slug cat went? Apologizing in advance for yeek death. It's gonna happen, you know. Oh man, I cannot see where I'm going. Okay, maybe I meant centipede death, but no one cares about centipedes. That was gonna happen. And by the way, you can literally save time here if you spit up a bomb by random chance and then like launch yourself across the room with it. That's actually time save with a 1% chance. Or is it a 2% chance? I forget. Okay, that was actually very messy. Can I go back? Oh no, it's raining. And my controls are messed up by the cutscene. Okay, I'll just reset. Maybe I want to try this with creatures on, which means I have to reset the game. So this will take a little bit. I just want to get an idea for how Outer Expanse is with creatures. And without the vulture mask, mainly. Because in the world record run, I actually create a spore puff. I craft one to deal with a centipede later. And I don't know if I fight the centipede. I actually didn't watch that far because I was using a completely different route anyway. But that's like big time loss. Like to just take the time to craft the spore puff and then take it out when you fight the centipede, deal with the centipede, and then like all of that is skipped in the new routes. Like that's like one of the bigger time saves. I also learned from watching that run, there was like 20 seconds of time loss because a king vulture showed up in industrial. So minus 20 there. there was a 40-second time loss because there was a large centipede in Subterranean in the way. That's crazy. Just one centipede, 40 seconds. So there's like just a minute of time save, just like by getting lucky with creatures. And then, you know, there's all these new routes, different rooms and stuff. So I'll do this again. And I would have a grapple worm. I didn't mean to spawn in two. Great if you could reach the ceiling from here to grapple. I don't think it's possible. There's also a dropper in this area. That's fun. Just somewhere. I don't know where they are. I didn't know there was a kelp here. That would be good to know. It's not really a problem because you move really fast, but it could be, you know. There's a lizard and a vulture. Wow. Who would have guessed enabling creatures means that there's more creatures? But I need to get familiar with these creature spawns. Like this lizard could be a problem. It's in a worse spot. Oh man, I need to get better at this. That doesn't work. Okay, actually, so I want to get a better example of this. So in this screen right here, you can't see like the edge of the train. You have to move over to the next screen to see it. So I just need to understand that move off screen, then grapple, that's like enough. That's the right spacing to make the gap. So caramel lizards here. They're kind of stupid, as always. Sorry about that. I was unintentional, man. I'm not really worried about the caramels here. They might, like, randomly kind of kill me. Which would suck at the end of a run, right? I don't think it'd be that bad. Yeah, that noodle fly had no idea what was going on. Oh. That was not worth doing. They're just so dumb. Like, how does such a creature exist? Okay. Oh my gosh. That really happened like that? There's definitely a better way to deal with that. Maybe it's not too dangerous. I can save you. I can't, sorry. That scavenger was still alive, by the way. They had spears on their back. I don't know, it almost happened again. same cicada, or in the same position. Whoa. I just jumped into Lope there, and it gave me a boost. But there's like so many yeeks and cicadas around. It's actually like understandable how these creatures get enough food. And there's enough like bat flies and geoducks for the cicadas and yeeks too. Like actually a functioning ecosystem here. I remember what the problem is here. While you were standing on a pipe, a yeek does not get its jump back. So you can't stand on the pipe there. Also, you can't like do that. That doesn't work either though. Sorry, it's so hard to see what's happening. You can probably tell. This works better, right? Like, I'm not getting the jump at all. Maybe I should try. What if I jump up and then fall down? Nope. I'm not getting it at all. What's up with that? Yep, here's the jump. I can jump really high with the eek. That's correct. Nope, just kidding. Have I done this before? Yes, I have. There several times actually in a row. Defective yeek. I hope that's not a problem. Do they have random stats? It definitely works. Look at all these roll pounces. I'm not even touching the ground for that long. Unless I do the jump like instantly. Brutal. That actually is like a time loss. You can't jump through this room as fast. I think the problem was I was doing normal rolls. So I'll do some jumps here with fast rolls. Okay, I'm getting the jumps. If I do normal rolls, they stop working. I guess fast rolls are just more consistent. I thought that I wanted to do a normal roll because it gives you more height. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry at all. I tried to kill you, actually. Because normally, like, a fast roll, of course, gives you a faster roll. That's the whole point. But also, any roll pounce out of a fast roll does not give you as much height compared to normal rolling. I guess it makes the yeeks jump much more consistent. I wanted to get as much height as possible for that jump, but if it doesn't even let you jump in the first place, I guess, like, it's not worth doing. Jungle leech. Yeah, it seems like fast roll jumps are just like way more consistent. They're still not 100% consistent, which is a lot of fun. Okay. So creatures, like some caramel lizards kind of got in the way, but they were kind of dumb. They didn't really do anything. Maybe, you know, it's like more random, you know, a caramel lizard could just end up killing me. I will try another run like that. This time without messing around at that jump. I'll try to do all like one continuous run. Okay. There's a drop hook in this room that really sucks. Like, Gourmand really struggles to deal with it. I guess actually I could carry a rock. That wouldn't be too bad. I could carry a rock and just throw it at the drop hook, and that stuns them for a long time. Oh. My grapple worm, what the heck? Okay, remember when I said that wouldn't be a problem? Well, alright, here's the alternate strat. I'm gonna keep going anyway. I can't go down anymore. So, yeah, grapple worm makes a big difference in this area. It's a cool blue. Oh, great. Got tired. Gourmand is tired of this. Now, I'm gonna try harder when I'm actually doing attempts to not complain about Gourmand. I may have had a slight influence on the number of Gourmand runners, because if you go look at the Gourmand world record, I'm just complaining the whole time. Like, I'm not really a fan of Gourmand compared to the other characters. I think that's, you know, that's reasonable. But in like a world record run, which is usually like a way to kind of inspire people to try the run too. Like, oh, world record run, and it's like, oh, this run sucks. This is awful. I hate this character. Okay, I'm bad. Let's try that again. I mean, this is not really like necessary. Is it easier with the spear first? No, it's even worse. What the heck? I thought oh, this is how you did it. Yeah, there you go. Well, let's try that again with the grapple worm. If I'm gonna go down, actually, the monster cup might just be unnecessary risk. If I take the bottom route. So maybe I'll think of taking the top route anyway, because it's not actually that much slower. Thinking or wondering if I should do real attempts soon. Like, considering that this is at the very end of the run, I really don't want to mess it up. Is that okay? I know of a few other points in the run that I do want to practice specifically, because they'd be really annoying to mess up. I waited for a little bit just to make sure that I wouldn't become tired just by jumping. And there it is. How do you guys like this song? That actually also works. Hey, wait, that might actually be better, too. Don't do it. You better not. And then you actually need to grab the pole. If you don't get enough speed the first time, it's totally fine to go back and build up speed again to make it jump like that. Is it really jump if you're using your grapple worm? Don't do that. Oh, that's also annoying if you just hit your head on the top. Yeah, staying pretty low is actually a good idea. Let's see how the caramels are again. Another option is just to climb above them. I can totally just go up and do this. So if they do get in the way like that, that's an alternative. Please move. Thank you. This guy might be annoying. He did a little jump. Honestly, pretty small time loss. Man, I can't do those. I'm bad at AI hops now. I'm sorry. Fell off. There's a yeek down there. I like doing that. It lines up the jump consistently. Sorry. Yeah, that last room where you use the grapple worm, that's the transition from Sunken Pier to Outer Expanse. Because that's the kind of a shortcut path, it's very sudden. But I guess there's another like more obvious change if you take the bottom path too. Sorry. I think actually these Squidcadas, like even if I wasn't here, they would still die to the wormgrass. They're always down there for some reason. It's like wormgrass and leeches, just they're not actually great at dealing with them. Like you think that they'd be good at dealing with them. And also they can just fly, so like don't fly into the wormgrass and you're gonna be fine. Seems pretty obvious to me, I guess. I don't know what it's like to be a Squidcada. There's two of them. Okay, I was really hoping that the speed of me jumping upwards would be enough to stun them. Can't try on the Switch. Yeah, huh? First of all, you can watch on the Switch. I guess why not? I guess the real question is like, why would you watch on a Switch? I guess if it's like the only one, if it's the only thing you have. But welcome to the stream. None of the spiders here are dangerous at all. Like you can really just ignore them. That actually worked out somehow. So we're just doing some practice runs. I want to practice Outer Expanse a lot. Because there's some new movement that's actually quite difficult. Like this right here. I think that's probably the most consistent way to do it. Whoa, lag spike. Never thought of using worm. Well, you have to craft it, first of all. So you never encounter a grapple worm in this area. And the crafting recipes for grapple worms are quite difficult. Well, the song, well, it's only going to play for about 2 more seconds. That's more like 5 seconds, actually. What are you doing down there? I guess that doesn't bother them. See, like every time these planets or these caramels have not been a problem. I'm sorry. Oh gosh, I thought it was gonna happen. I can't do E-slides. Okay, I need to go practice that for some reason. I can't do hops at all. Never mind. With the snipe. I'm sorry, that was unintentional. Yeah, and you can also just like do that if a lizard is in the way. Oh, thank you. They didn't want to be left behind. Like, complete non-issue. Without a vulture mask. I don't know, I might interrupt their dance. No, not quite. Oh, well. See, that one was just sitting in the worm grass too. It happens quite consistently every time I'm in that room. Each percent. Isn't each percent just Saint Story percent? Like, or any percent? You actually do you immediately go to farm raise and do yeek. Right, you don't have enough karma to go to farm raise, so you go to Cat Islands first. Actually, I messed up there and it still worked, so... Like, I did a normal roll and it still gave me the pounce, so that theory is kind of out the window. It worked. I feel like out of all the categories, Saint picks up a yeek the fastest, and that's just part of the normal routes. Other characters take way too long to get over to Outer Expanse or another place where... Like, Rivulet has, geek spawns. Please don't. Rivulet has geek spawns in farm raise, but it's, like, all the way on the, like, entrance to Subterranean. I can't. So you need to go all the way from, drainage over there. Also, I'm, like, covered in leashes. These guys are terrified. Oh, okay, the collision there is like not line up with the visuals. That platform looks a lot wider than it actually is. I don't recommend getting covered in leashes. Probably try to avoid it if you can. Scavs killed geeks. I didn't think about that. Even if they weren't aggroed on me, they'd probably be aggroed on the geek. Okay, well, there's a few other things I can do. You can beat Survivor Ascent percent. So, well, there's a few different ways to do that, like, any percent or Pebbles percent. Where is this? Industrial? Somewhere in industrial. It seems so easy. How do I mess this up so often? 30 euros and it's not fun. Any percent. 20% is like not that bad. Like the only dangerous areas are some rooms in like outskirts and drainage, which are like a green lizard. And then filtration is kind of annoying with the mole lizards, but it's not really that bad otherwise. Okay, well, I think I'm better at that now. Like I know what the inputs are. Oh, okay, so the any percent route is using a hazer to skip the guardians at the end, so you don't even need to go to pebbles. If you visit pebbles at all, then that's pebbles percent. If you visit echoes to get enough karma instead, that's pilgrimage percent. So if you were doing any percent for veal, then you wouldn't even go up to industrial at all. You go straight down to drainage. I'm trying to think, where else in the run might there be difficult movement that I want to practice? There's, okay, I remember another place. If I remember where the room is. So actually, normally you would have a vulture mask here. There's a Discord challenge for basically just doing a pebbles percent run under some amount of time. I don't remember what that time is, but it's actually like quite a difficult challenge for a lot of people who aren't like used to speedruns. Oh, great. I think a vulture mask is probably a good idea. If you can get one consistently. I don't know the best way to do that as Survivor. I guess you could do the same thing that I did as Artificer, right? Just try to demask them. You can spawn one in at the bottom of chimney. Actually, hold up. There might be a way easier way to do this. Yeah, that's so much easier. I'll just do that instead. And I guess actually I want to make sure I really know how to do that without using spears in case I don't get any. And there's actually another place in the run that uses that tech, which I actually recommend all of you should learn. It's very convenient. So down here, if you have a rock, which, okay, first challenge, get rock. And then you can just, not do that. I guess that's not how you do it. Okay, so I think we have to do is stand a little bit further back. And then, yeah. So if you're standing too close to the wall, it actually doesn't work. Don't do that either. There you go. So basically you stand here, and then you press to the right, down, jump, and throw all at the same time. You might want to hold to the right sooner than the rest of those keys. Yeah, I think pressing right, just like press right and then the rest of those keys. As long as you aren't sitting right next to the wall. Should I do like a speedrun guide? I don't know how to do that. I'm not like. Goodbye. Kind of like the way that I did the rivulet one, where I just like walk through the whole run, just explain it as I go. So the other way to do this is to do that, but actually it's harder for Gourmand because they don't they have a different spear throw. But this is the really obscure deck that I really like. You can hug a wall and then do 2 jumps away from it. So 1 jump normal and then another like wall jump essentially. Also, this wall goes really far down. So you can do this. If you ever fall down here, at least try to do a wall jump, even if you can't see yourself. Where else in this run might I want to... That's a very interesting colored lizard. I assume that's a blue lizard, but it's actually kind of like purple. The other way that you do this room without any of that is just do a pipe boost here so that you can grab that pole immediately. Okay, well, the last thing that I kind of want to look at, unless I can think of something else. Where is it? If you're focusing on just getting your run started, then the most important thing is just to be careful of creatures. They're going to be the most annoying part, which you probably already know very well, actually. That's a big time save, just jumping across this whole room. For some reason I haven't been very good at AI hops this run. This stream in general, I guess. Ow. Okay, so I guess like I could try some real attempts now. Like, why not? Oh boy. Whenever I think about making a speedrun guide, though, I think about how I don't know if I want to encourage people to speedrun this game. Like, if anyone's going to speedrun this game, they should be completely motivated on their own to do it. And I suppose, like, in that case, I would be making a guide for those people. Oh, shoot, there's another thing I forgot to test out. Well, I'm just gonna... Shoot, what do I do? I'm thinking if I can make it from Industrial to Outer Expanse in 1 cycle. Because if I want to go for it, then I don't like need to take a shelter. But I also might just not be fast enough, and I'll die to the rain. If I do decide to shelter, then I lose all the time of getting food and staying in a shelter, right? I just don't know if I need to do that. I do have splits for this run. Yeah, these splits are okay. Here they are. That's the wrong splits. Are they gonna update? No, I have 2 splits open. That's fine. There we go. You can't go to Outer Expanse at the start of the run. You need to meet Pebbles for him to open the gates. Otherwise, you just can't enter the region at all. I guess we're doing attempts. Yeah, and if you want to do a run where it's just going to Outer Expanse, then there's the Outer Expanse % runs for Survivor and Monk. In those categories, the gate is already open. So that's like your only option, just to go straight for Yeah, going straight for Outer Expanse. It's actually a pretty interesting run. Man, I want to start the run with this. Just have some momentum. Doing hops is, I feel like, more difficult as Gourmand. I think they're probably the same timing, but since your slide is so much different, it feels different, yeah. Because you move a much further distance before you actually do the jump. Fine. I'll take it. Have you not seen a Gourmand run before? Gourmand can just do that. It's the same as an EI hop, but their slide is faster, so it goes faster. Just how it is. It's the kind of movement deck that people point at and say, look, Gourmand is overpowered. Gourmand's the best character. I don't understand those people, but it is cool. Whoa, don't slide off. Yeah, just mess it up again. I guess it's not that big of a deal, but it's just like annoying personally because I want to have all the EI ops I can. Please. Yeah, I mean, these runs probably aren't going to go well at the start, but I need the practice just for Gourmand in general. I'm sorry, man. I can't avoid it. But at least I get that one consistently. I want to get moving to get out of the way of that lizard. Expecting to see a drop wig somewhere around here. Maybe not. I'm gonna try the wall pounce here. Okay, sort of did something. I'd suck at this. There we go. Little improvement. Maybe that long room there is probably a good place to practice for those. The timing really shouldn't be that different compared to like Survivor. I really don't want to get exhausted on this pole. Apparently this is still faster than the world record. I assume that's what these splits are from. That almost killed that guy. That was pathetic. That's what it's like when Gourmand is starving. You can't jump at all. A green lizard should not be hard to deal with. But tired Gourmand finds a way. I guess I can retry all these jumps. I'm gonna try not to complain about this character. Also, there's a decent chance I don't actually finish a run today. I'm still getting used to this character in general. There we go. See? Oh, great. Thank you. That Lantern Mouse actually helped me. I'm sorry, Lantern Mouse fans. Okay, I thought I was low on stamina. I guess not, so that was just kind of a waste of time. So since I know that the pink lizard went, or they already passed me, I can go this way now. It's going a lot better than last time. You know, I don't even have like a waiting screen for Saint. I haven't really thought of a good place to. Oh, that was actually awful. I lost stamina, or I became tired doing that. Accidentally killing lantern mice is a favorite part of a Gourmand run. Well, it becomes some squid cicadas later. They're the ones who die. And yeeks. Squid cicadas, yeeks, scavengers, lantern mice. Make sure I don't run out of stamina here. Sometimes it's bat flies too. Wouldn't it be so nice just to fast bull climb up this room? Oh, this was really good. Don't be evil. So, at the start of the stream, I was talking a little bit about this. I don't actually know if how difficult this run is compared to Artificer. Because this run is about twice as long. About 44 minutes maybe? Actually, I don't know how long it'll take after the new route. But you know, pretty long run, and Gourmand is kind of weak, kind of slow. I'm sorry, Gourmand fans, but I don't think your character is very good. So the run, like I died in that room and close to that room a few times. That scavenger there. If I was Artificer, actually, I could have double jumped over them. I could have parried them maybe. Gourmand, you know, what could I have done other than like try to fight them? But if I throw a spear, then I'm just leaving myself wide open to get hit while I'm recovering. What happened there? Like a spider was there or something, and they grabbed me, and it sent me flying. I didn't like that. I guess actually, like a big chunk of the run is not actually that difficult, because there's because you make a vulture mask, so none of the lizards are dangerous at all. So vulture masks, you basically go all the way up to pebbles for free. Going down industrial is actually quite difficult. That's another tricky part because of creatures. Something in your stomach can trade with those scavengers. That would take too long. And I need well, I guess I don't really need the food. Actually, I think I only shelter once, right? So I don't actually need to get all that food. Maybe. Remember that I still don't even know if I need to shelter a second time. It might be required. It's impossible to make progress without it. That lantern might have got close. Rock, please. No rocks? That's cool. Green Lantern mouse, 1% chance. I got a shiny. I'm sorry, but I'm the kind of person to not care about shinies at all. I should have kept that rock. I mean, okay, there's not many things to say in that scenario. There's a creature that is a different color with a rare chance. That's a shiny, right? I kind of see like shinies and stuff as a way to like artificially increase playtime. For the kind of people who care about that, they're just gonna spend some amount of time looking for shinies, right? Like shiny hunting is a thing that people do. And same with like cosmetic like stuff. I might die. Like, oh, there's like a rare cosmetic skin for this thing. I better like spend the loot box to get it, you know? It's like just a kind of a way to manipulate people, just spending more time on something that doesn't have any value. I mean, if you like it, like, go ahead. Gourmand is a boulder. Yeah, that's not a good spot to do it. Okay, this attempt feels really slow. At least there's actually like gameplay in a speedrun. It's like 20 minutes or 30, up to like an hour of like actual gameplay that is varied throughout the entire thing. Maybe like the start of the run is repetitive. Every time you restart, right, you have to do the beginning again. But you know that, you know, you're trying to get to the end of the run. Obviously. So each attempt is, or each run that you do is an attempt to make progress. It's like calling a roguelike repetitive because you can't get past the first floor. Don't. He's still alive. This would get measure to also hit that scavenger. Why not? Oh, great. I get tired here too. Well, that sucks. I do that jumping thing to drain all my stamina, because you actually recover stamina faster if you become tired. But if I wasn't low enough for it to actually go all the way down, so I just wasted time. Stamina. Resetting of scav actually being a warning throw. I feel like I used to see a lot of warning throws, but I guess I've played too much Artificer to actually... Yeah, I played too much Artificer, and they always hate you. I really like warning throws, though. Every time I see them, it's like, oh, that's a warning throw. You can tell because they miss on purpose. I just realized something. This might be worth checking, actually. I don't. Okay. Yeah, let me do that in the middle of the speedrun. That would have invalidated the run, so I kind of needed to check. I feel like I kept seeing really, really long cycles. Yeah, I guess it's just a thing. Gourmand just has long cycles. Also, my splits are totally messed up. Like, I'm gonna be way behind because I did that. Oh no, look at all this time loss. You know, if that blue lizard ran at full speed towards me, I would not stand a chance. It'd be so easy for them. So if I'm generous, I can say that I took 30 seconds to check the remix setting. I don't know how long it actually took though. And a king vulture. I thought you were playing Survivor. I guess if you're in Sky Islands. Whoops. Okay, don't fall on my head, lizard. Spear Master Expedition, alright. That makes more sense. You did mention the hidden challenges or whatever they're called. I mean, there's like expeditions and then missions and then challenges. And then like Discord challenges are a different thing. Excuse me. Wow, that like bouncing off of them was enough heights to deal damage to them. Spearmaster Scholar, are you okay? Like, I'm a little concerned. Okay, I think I'm losing time doing this. Okay, wow, this really sucks. Remember, I can't blame Gourmand. Gourmand is a perfect character. Oh, I guess I should, Okay, so Scholar as in, like, bring all the pros to Moon, not, like, get the achievement for the passage. Do you carry, like, how many pros do you carry? Like, just one at a time? Like, all the pros in the game to Moon? Who's, like, harder to get to compared to every other campaign? I should have went into the pipe. I wonder if pull hops drain stamina. I don't know if they do. I'm so dead here, though. Climb Gourmand. You can do it. No, you can't. Of course you can't do it. But Gourmand, I mean, it wasn't Gourmand's fault. If I played better, I could have avoided that. That's actually true, though. Like, I could have fallen or something. I don't think I need the extra food. Oh, that was great. If you want to get very comfortable with Spearmaster, I guess that's something you can do. I guess I will spend the next week playing Spearmaster, carrying pearls around so I'm defenseless. We're not dead this time. Not yet. Let's have a rock this time. Yeah, if you want to get really good at story percent, you can do that. Although story percent uses the grapple worm, so you can only carry one pearl at a time. That might actually make it easier though. Yeah, play challenges that are so difficult that when you do spear or when you do story percent, it just feels easy. It's like, oh, this is not too bad. Yeah, this is such an easy speedrun. Even though now you're under like time pressure. So the run might feel easy, but you'll have to slow down. Ah, turn around the wrong way. I will have to run Speedmaster myself too. It's on the list. Sounds very exciting. Like Speedmaster again. Although that might be like one of the first runs where I'm not actually going for world record. Because there is actually a very good Speedmaster run already out there. So, you know, depending on how much I want to like do that or how I feel when I get into those runs, I'll see if getting world record is even like reasonable. But I don't even have a run in that category, so just getting one at all would be nice. All white pearl dialogue. If you give Moon a pearl and then shelter and then give her the same pearl again, does it have the same dialogue? Are there always scavengers in this room? No? I should have picked up that spear. Okay, there's one here. Don't do it. They wanted to. They were gonna. Reminder that Gourmand has neutral reputation. So these are just mean scavengers. Or maybe hungry scavengers? I mean, it's Gourmand, so... Okay, don't do a path this close. That like it's tied to ID. See, we need to find a bunch of new pearls. Oops. I do stay in the shelter. Don't do that. Still don't lose any time karma caching. Isn't this fun? The best part of speedrunning? At least for Gourmand, the karma caching is like 7 minutes into the run. So like there's a bunch of stuff that you do earlier. It's not like at the very, very beginning. I guess the easiest way to do that is just to find the closest scavenger toll or not toll, like hideout or so. Are there pearls in hideouts? Maybe you would need to look at a toll. Just some place where there's pearls that spawn in and just like go back and forth. I don't know if there's one of those in Shoreline, but definitely in like garbage wastes or shaded maybe. There's the, no, probably not shaded. I guess you just go back and forth from garbage wastes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that every like non-colored pearl just has like some random dialogue from pool. I assume that you can also get duplicates. You could bring like 3 pearls at a time if you really wanted to. If there's a consistent way to get slug pups to swallow pearls, you could bring a slug pup on your back, and they could bring an extra pearl. I don't know if there's a consistent way to control that though. Oh, that's annoying. I don't know if I can make this jump. Well, I'm tired, so I'm just gonna wait. Can I not mess this up this time? Thank you. That's probably not my new favorite way to go up this room. Because they used to just take the pipe, and then I did the spear strategy, but you had to find a spear somewhere. It's just easier to use a rock instead. So will I die to a vulture this time? Yeah, while you're crouching, you recover stamina faster. And if you aren't moving, you recover stamina faster. So actually, you also recover stamina faster if you are tired. So that's why I only ever like crouch when I'm already tired. Then it only takes like 2 seconds to recover completely. Very fast. I could have killed that lizard if I wanted to. Here's the vulture. I'm tired. I'm tired. I don't think I could have made that jump. Well, maybe I could. I don't know. I didn't want to risk it. That's probably the kind of stuff that I should test out. Look, Gourmand's the fastest character in the game. They can do that stuff. It's not like Rivulet can also do the exact same thing. Yeah, standing still and crouching stacks, so you get like the fastest possible recovery speed. So if I try to get tired right here, crouch. Like 2 to 3 seconds is all it takes. Yeah, roll patch distance might be the same. I didn't want to risk it though. Because usually if you're tired, the fastest way to move is to do chain roll pounces together. Like slides, like you basically just become a survivor, but your walk speed is slower, and like climbing up poles. or going through pipes. That's an interesting spot for dropper. I will go this way then. If you see the dropper there, I mean, there's no reason it can't be there. It usually doesn't. It's in like a different room or in the spot just above that one. Starvation percent? I'm good. I could just do... I'm literally already doing that. I'm going to Pebbles and I'm basically starving. I mean, every time I'm starving as another character, I say, hey, it's as if I'm playing Gourmand. It's literally the same system that's controlling their stamina. I don't have a spear. I forgot again. Why'd I fall? Okay, we're friends now, Orange Lizard. Ah. Well, that sucks. No spear down there either. Tired again. Run up the wall is such a nightmare. That's why I make the vulture mask. I would not do this without a vulture mask. Especially because of the white lizards. I don't need to recover stamina. What am I doing? Oh, that's great. No rocks or spears here. This is great. This is going very well. No, I can't. I'm not allowed to complain about Gourmand. Okay? They're totally fine. They are. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Oh, this guy's gonna get in the way. That's cool. I probably didn't need to do that. I really didn't. I'm gonna lose stamina here anyway. Just clip into the Void Sea. I mean, Gourmand can clip into walls easier than any other character. Except for maybe Saint. Although I'm not sure about that. If you don't have a vulture mask and you try to go through the orb room, then it would probably be a lot worse. No, it definitely would be a lot worse. I need to pick up a spear at some point. Paint before Gourmand. I'm not seeing any spears, except up there. I'd rather not grab those ones, though. Okay, this is just luck if I get spears or not. Or I could have just gone and grabbed those ones. Okay, well, I hope there's spears. I guess I'll have to wiggle fly instead. We're good. Yeah, let me just like open up a tutorial real quick on the other screen in the middle of this run. Yeah, this is the big time loss. Just all the stupid things that happen. Crawl turn vault is probably the hardest movement tech that people actually do. At least I'm aware of a handful of players who are able to consistently do them, and I think that's crazy. It's like a series of like frame perfect inputs that lets you jump really high. For frame perfect inputs in a row, yeah, I'm good. Although an EI hop does have some frame perfect inputs too, but it's actually a lot easier. And you don't need to do it frame perfectly to get the full, like, a decent amount of value out of it. Like, an imperfect EI hop is still, like, decent. Whereas an imperfect crawl turn vault basically does nothing. Okay, let's just take a risk. Maybe this run is like has a big time loss earlier, but I'll just see if I can make it to Outer Expanse in this cycle. Yeah, the hardest part about crawl turn vaults for me is that they require you to press a bunch of different keys that are really awkward. Like it actually makes it they're actually significantly easier to do if you like change your control scheme around, specifically to make them easier. I've been able to do them before if I use a macro to rebind my, or to make another key act as the jump key. That made it significantly easier. And I was able to do at least a handful of them. They're still like, it was still difficult to do them with the macro. And I don't think I've ever done a crawl turn vault successfully. Get out of here. Like ever. Like I've never done one at all. Like maybe a movement tech can be whoa. Splits, hello. Okay, so the RD run, I finished that off stream. You can actually like calculate based on the splits, because you can see the number of attempts that I took based on the splits. You can see how many attempts that I did off stream. I don't know why I got 2 minutes of time save. I guess since I sheltered in industrial, I didn't have to go through the gate from chimney to industrial. Plus, I didn't go to get the vulture mask. Thank you. Tried the vault guide. I mean, I never really looked into doing crawl turn vaults. I don't really feel like they're practical, except for like in a handful of very niche scenarios. In which case, like in any situation where you could use a vault, you could also do something else that's like 10 times easier. And it saves like maybe like a second or something. Like I'm probably better at wiggle flight. Like I can, let me try it here. See? I can do wiggle flight better than crawl turn vaults. Although, still not, I guess, I still can't do wiggle flight enough for it to be practical at all. Okay, the current Spearmaster route also doesn't use spears at all, so I'm doubting that they're actually necessary. Okay. That's a very fast lizard. Threat pulse would actually be good for speedruns. I don't know why I don't use it. I just don't. I'm sorry. Oh, I thought they were totally dead. Wiggle flight can go infinitely high. I think it can, right? That's kind of the whole point. It's just like, it kind of starts off pretty slow, so it's like, unless you're like literally perfect at it, it's like it's actually impossible to get any amount of height from it. The only reason I'm able to do wiggle flights at least a little bit is because there's a rhythm to it. So you press right for 7 frames, left for 4 frames, then right for 3 frames, and then left 3 frames, right 3 frames, and you just alternate 3 frames, right? So you can just learn the rhythm. Like, how fast you need to press the keys to do it every 3 frames. You know, once you learn that rhythm, you can at least, like, try to get close to doing it. But the fact that you need to do them, like, press the keys on exactly the right frame just makes it unreasonable. Also, welcome to the stream. Or not. Someone get all the blueprint that's totally using wiggle flight. Someone actually did that. I'd heard of like some sort of like what's the best wiggle flight anyone has ever done, you know? And people will like talk about it, but I could never like find a clip. So I guess if you're able to get the blue fruit, then you're able to do it for at least like a few seconds, maybe. In this whole section, I don't see any reason to recover stamina at all. You can just like do it all like this. You can see how long the starved or the tired roll pounces are. Ah, why am I stuck in here? Okay, so I lost a little bit of time. Closer to Jumpless outskirts. So another difference with this run, I don't have a lantern, so this area will be blind. Okay, that was dangerous. There's something really satisfying about doing this, though. It's like just having all the inputs memorized. Actually, not. It's not really. It's more like screen position. Like I know where stuff is. But it kind of feels like you have everything memorized, you know. I hope that I don't get mole lizard. You just got mole lizarded. Share this with all your friends. Totally mole lizard them. I hope it's not raining. That's still like a possibility, by the way, that it rains. I don't know if I'll be able to make it. Okay, guys, stop talking. I'm trying to focus. You don't actually have to stop talking. I need to stop reading chat is what I meant to say. Okay, I really want to roll through the worm grass to be safe. Okay. Is it raining right now? No, there's like 3 minutes left. That doesn't feel like enough time, but we'll see. Sorry. It just happens, man. We can craft right here, actually. Okay, I'll take it. That doesn't help the speed. Oh, come on. Like, there's a lot of food here. Like, I totally could just stop, get enough food to shelter, and just take that shelter right there. In that room. Or I could not. Just take this risk. It's probably already, like, about to rain. Yeah, like, 30 seconds left. Although, Sunken Pier was pretty fast, right? Actually, I don't think it was fast at all. It took like a few minutes. Maybe the rain is like gentle here. It's like not as bad as normal. It's so red here. You're gonna die, dude. I'm sorry. I don't think this bodes well. I want to look at how much time I had that cycle. Okay, that looks like actually a pretty long cycle that I had. Also, I forgot to split. I could have done that. Do I have enough time for another attempt? Not really. This might be the end of the stream. Probably, yeah. But okay. I learned a lot. Man, why do you have to be here when I'm ending the stream? Can you guys show up earlier? I don't know. You guys can show up to the stream whenever you have time. All right. So, I don't know how to approach Gourmand, or how I'm going to. This might not be like Artificer, right? Because for Artificer, I basically just did a stream every single day. Chat is not very happy right now. I don't know why it's lagging so much. But yeah, for Artificer, I did a lot of streams in a row. It just kind of like grind out attempts. For Gourmand, I might just do them on the normal stream schedule. We'll see. I mean, I'll stream tomorrow. That's the normal schedule. So I'll probably just do another Gourmand run, and I'll see from there. So this was more of like a practice stream, really. I just decided that I had extra time for attempts. But I mean, look, I made it to Outer Expanse at least, and it was the rain that killed me. So had I just like eaten a bit of extra food, I could have sheltered. But that is a little bit annoying to like be that close, because I was only like a few rooms away. But like maybe that's like potentially if I was faster, I could make it. But also if I was like unlucky and I got a slightly shorter cycle, then that would have also ended it. Chat is really bad today. Not you guys, the actual like. Actually, no, YouTube is just lagging, like, for some reason. That's cool. So yeah, I'll do more attempts of this. You know, I didn't have a vulture mask on the way to Outer Expanse, and it wasn't really a problem at all. So I guess that's fine strategy. Route in a second cycle of the advance gate. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I guess I'll just have to take a shelter at some point. The shelter right before Outer Expanse might be a good option because there's like a ton of centipedes there. And I only really need to eat like one extra centipede. Yeah, I assume that's the same shelter. We'll see. But I guess I'll just take a shelter there. Plus, it makes the run more accessible at least. If anyone else wants to try Gourmand, they don't need to go as fast as possible to make that cycle. Kind of like how it is for Rivulet. It also might be dependent on random cycle length, which could be a problem. So anyway, that's going to be the end of that. Thanks everyone for watching. See ya.